Okay, so today begins the week of Gevurah. So we've had a whole week of Chesed, of Ahava. Yesterday I wrote down something so beautiful. I just want to share with you the Malchut of Chesed, and I thought like how hi Evie Boker Tov, how 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 the Malchut of Chesed really related to meditation. Um, So I wrote down, I think I've been following Rabbi Beaton. I put it on the WhatsApp. He has really good, thoughts of the day, but I changed it a bit. So Malchut is like, of course, the service of Hashem. So please let me act in a way that reflects your malchut within me, your royalty within me, your loving kindness that's within me. And malchut is like also grace and presence. So I thought it was such a wonderful way to end the week of Chesed, to really be in touch with the service of Hashem, which one of the ways is through meditation in a way that reflects Hashem's grace and presence within me, so that I am like a conduit for Hashem's grace and presence. Okay, so now we're moving into the week of Gevurah, and Gevurah is right as discipline, is setting boundaries, and today is the Chesed in Gevurah. So it would really be in a way of like when you're giving tochacha to somebody, that you do it with kindness. And I think it also, applies to ourselves when we're trying to like set boundaries, as Leora said, to transition, to get out of the sea, that we're kind to ourselves, that we do our Gevurah with kindness. So in B'yam Darkecha, first of all, if anyone has it, he has a lot on Sfira Omer talking about Yehudim, how each Sfira has its own Yichud. Like we just went through the week of Chesed, which is So the Shem Hashem would have been Yeh and He and Ve and He. And the week of Gevurah is the Shva. So for me, instead of doing the Yud Ke Vav Ke with the Shva, I'm just meditating on our meditation, which is Yin Va, which is Yira, which is a good meditation to do all this week, meditating on Yira. So in B'yam Darkecha, he talks about a lower kind of fear that brings us to love, that brings us to a higher kind of fear. So he says that the lower kind of fear, I'll just put it in my own words, is like you have a fear of like blowing it. Like, I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it like good enough. Like this lower fear of like, I'm not like, for me, it's like, I'm not praying enough, or I'm not doing this enough, and it brings you to a place of a lower fear, that I'm not being good enough, this lower fear in your service of Hashem, which brings you, he says, then to this love of Hashem. Like, Hashem, you love me so much, and I want to love you more, and I want to serve you better. So this lower fear brings you to a place of ahava, where you know that it's okay. Hashem loves you, you love Hashem, and you just want to improve. And then the higher fear is the yirat haromamut, which is the pnimi, is the inner fear, is like hopefully this yira that we get through meditation, like, it's like the awesomeness of Hashem. We just want to say just a few words, because we're going through Gevurah, right? Is setting boundaries and giving tochacha today with kindness, and the power of Chesed to set boundaries. and using kindness to guide restraint. Okay, so in meditation, we're really using Gevurah. It's really the power of Gevurah. It's like that restraint to stop the flow of thoughts. We're like restraining it. Gevurah is like that laser beam where we're taking all our energy and we're like focusing. And in meditation, we're focusing upward. Um, and today is, I think Rabbi Biton said something like this, to give, not just by doing, but sometimes by not doing. That's an interesting definition of meditation. We are giving to ourselves, we're giving to Hashem our attention by not by doing, but by not doing. Just by stopping and not doing is a form of Gevurah. And so I thought today, first of all, before we meditate, I just wanted to put it out there. Does anyone want to share anything about, their Pesach experience, any highlights, lowlights, any realizations, just anything, if you want to share anything before we go into the meditation. So what I want to meditate on today is Ahava and Yira, both of them, going from one to the other. Okay, anyone want to share anything?
So I'll share a quick moment that came from Bayam Darkecha. I was reading over Pesach about the tefillot on Shabbos / Yontif, and I was reading about Musaf, and he had this sweet, beautiful little Torah that at Har Sinai we got keters, like lots and lots of crowns. We got. That's really sweet thought.
Wait,
And
on Leil Seder we got the crowns? Yeah.
No, at Har Sinai.
At Har Sinai.
Har Sinai.
Okay.
And
Right.
on Chet Egel, we lost them.
Right.
But when he was talking about Musaf, he said on Shabbos Yantif Musaf, when we daven on Shabbos or Yantif Musaf, we get them back.
Right.
Very sweet. Anyway, I was in shul, and it was Musaf, and it was just like all of a sudden, it just was like, it never happened to me before. Was it because I learned the Torah, so something opened up inside of me? But Musaf, okay, it was a beautiful Baal Koreh, but it was just, well, I'll tell you, like when good meditation happens for me, I can feel it opening. But it was the entire top of my head. And it was just, I was in a very sublime place. So I'm sharing that with you for your future Musafs.
That's really beautiful.
May we have our crowns and our crowns that we got on Pesach, because we
got our crowns on Pesach, right, on Leil Seder, and then it's like we lose them, like we get that high, and then we go through Sfira Omer, going through day by day, working on our midah, and then we get them back again on Shavuos, Bezrat Hashem. But now we're going through the inner work to get our crowns back. Beautiful. Thank you.
It's like we're gifted, and then we have to do mi lamata.
Right.
To build ourselves as a kli. That's what we're talking about.
Right. We're refining our kli to receive those crowns again. Yes.
A nice image.
Nice image, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share anything? I want to share two things from our Seder that were amazing. One of them was when we came to this thing in the Seder about tzedakah, someone in the Seder said, let's do a tzedakah. And then everyone started screaming like we really did a tzedakah. Like it went on and on and on. It was like really amazing to do a tzedakah. And it just reminded me, like I remember once I went to the beach with my friend, and at the ocean, it's a wonderful place to do a tzedakah. Just scream, like, Get it out of you. Let it all out of you. Just scream. It's very, very powerful. And then at the Seder, actually, it was Yorm who said we're supposed to see ourselves as if we are leaving Egypt. And so someone said, okay, let's do that now. And we did 3 minutes of silence where everybody did a visualization of seeing themselves leaving Egypt. So I think it's a powerful thing to just also right now, like what was your Mitzrayim, like getting ready for Pesach and during Pesach, like what was your Mitzrayim? Like what was holding you back? And to really do a prayer vision and to see yourself leaving that place, that Hametz place, right? And like as we talked about before, like to have this visualization that you're doing in the morning when you wake up and at night when you go to sleep. Because we're still like we're really in the process of coming to Har Sinai, and we want to let go of like whatever it is that is really holding us back from receiving our crowns and our highest vision of ourselves. Okay, anyone want to share anything? No? Wait, Leora, you're muted. Did you want to say something? But you're muted. Well, I'm going to unmute you.
Okay.
Okay.
At the risk of saying copycat, we also did a tzaka at our Seder. I just spontaneously said, I didn't even say it. I just screamed it, tzaka, and everyone joined in. I mean, not everyone. It was fantastic. I should have to, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Tzaka is amazing. Mamash. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else want to share anything? Okay. So let's meditate. I really want to start with ahava. You know, in the oh yeah, it was the Yesod of Chesed, which was Shvi Shel Pesach. If I just want to show you something. If you don't have the Sefer Usfartem Lechem by Rav Daniel Frisch, I would really recommend that you go and get it because every day it has three things: Bein Adam Lamakom, three things: Bein Adam L'Chaveiro. It's an amazing sefer. And what he said on Shvi Shel Pesach was um, to connect yourself to a tzaddik, how important that is. So I was with my daughter, and of course, we like to learn the Baal Shem Tov. And so like we really connected ourselves to the Baal Shem Tov, and then we connected ourselves. We kept saying different tzaddikim that we wanted to connect ourselves with, which really reminded me of the Baal Shem Tov Torah, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, that before you do a mitzvah, which we're going to do right now, we're going to do the mitzvah of ahava and yira and devekut, that you connect yourself to tzaddikim, those who are alive, those who are not alive, and by doing that, you are really fulfilling the mitzvah of v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. But I realized that my favorite Torah is the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, which is that you cannot pray properly until you first surround yourself with light and you feel the light. So it's easier to imagine that light is all around you, and it's sometimes more of a challenge to feel the light. So that's where I'd like to start today. So I want to invite you all. Wait, before we close our eyes, I just want to remind us all I mean, you all know this. We've done this so many times that Ahava is Rashi Tevot of Or Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and actually, Miriam gave me this as a gift on cloth. You want to see it again? No, you're good to go. And this is right from Rabbi Ginsburg, who talks about like to come to a place of love. He says just to keep saying Ahava, like say it, Ahava, keep saying it over. Feel it in your heart. Feel the ahava in your body. So in the middle of the night, when I wake up and I have a hard time going to sleep, I just keep going over. The one thing about saying ahava is it is not a Shem Hashem, which means if you're doing a Shem Hashem, it's more problematic to do it out loud, right? Because you have to go ya and ha and va and ha. But ahava, you could say it anywhere, ahava. Um, and so ahava is Or HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So if we're starting off by surrounding ourselves with light, we're starting off by surrounding ourselves with holy light, which is Or HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is Hashem's love. And then after we meditate on love, oh, and also, this is from Sarah Yehudi, that we can turn the ahava into a Shem Hashem, which is Yah, Ha, and Va. So we're going to meditate on that also. And then we're going to go to Gevurah, which is this week, which is our good old faithful, right? Yi and Va. So we're going to do all that because in many places, like even Beyond Darkecha, he says that Ahava and Yirah are like the Yesod. It's like the foundation of our relationship with Hashem. And since today is Chesed in Gevurah, I wanted to do both. Okay, I invite you all now just to close your eyes.
Can I ask a question? Why
Yeah.
are we not doing the cholim for 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 Gevurah? Since we're now in the week of Gevurah.
Cholim is not Gevurah. Gevurah is Shva.
Oh, the Shvat. Oh, okay.
You can do it, okay? If you want to practice when you're meditating, I've seen Hashem's name like Yud with the Shva, the Hey with the Shva, the Vav with the Shema, and the Hey with the Shva, which is what he says in Beyond Darkecha. But please do that if you want to. The other option is just meditating on Yira, on
On
Hashem's
what?
name, on Hashem's name for Yira,
Right,
on the Yi and the Va.
right. But there's no Shvat there.
Yes, there is in the Hey.
Ah, okay.
Under the Hey is the
Now I
Shva.
get it. Okay.
So when we go into Gvura, you could either see Hashem's name, right, with Shva, 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 right? Which is, I don't know how you would pronounce it. It's like, how would you pronounce it? Yeah, it's not, it's like a yeah, and the, it's like,
Awkward.
or you can do yeah and va.
Got it.
Everyone ready to go? Any questions, comments? Okay, so I invite you all to close your eyes and just feel how you're supported by the chair that you're sitting on. And we're going to begin by taking 3 breaths, 3 slow, deep breaths. And just notice anywhere in your body that you have any tension, any constriction. And just breathe. As you inhale, breathe Or Chadash into that place of constriction. And then as you exhale, just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. So we're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths, letting go of any constriction. Breathe it out like gray smoke. And inhale, inhaling Ahava, Or HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Or Chadash. And now, as the Baal Shem Tov says, just see, sense, imagine how you're surrounded by holy light, Or HaKadosh, holy light. You're surrounded by light on all sides. On all sides of your body, above you, below you. You're surrounded by Or HaKadosh, holy light, Baruch Hu, which is the light of love, which is a light of healing. Holy light all around you, on all sides. And as the Baal Shem Tov says, just imagine, sense, and feel how you are hidden, ganuz, within this light. So you're surrounded by holy light, and every part of you, every part of your body is hidden, ganuz, within this light, so that you become like the air within the light. And light moves in waves, light moves in frequencies. So just take a moment and feel, imagine, sense how frequencies and waves of light are moving through your whole being. Just imagine, Ki'ilu, you're taking a shower in this holy light. Just imagine how it's descending from above, showering you with peace and quiet, with love. Just for a moment, feel it in your face. Let go of any tension around your mouth and in your face. Just feel the holy waves of light moving through your face. Relax your tongue on the bottom of your mouth. And then feel the shower moving down onto your shoulders, letting go of any tension in your shoulders and your neck. And then feel this Or HaKadosh, this holy light, this quiet light, this peaceful light moving into your heart, to your chest, down your arms. Into your belly, to your liver. And then how this light just moves down to the bottom of your feet, so that your whole body is bathed in light. We can change our auras by taking a shower. So in the shower of light, our auras are expanding. Now let's just take a moment to feel. What does it feel like? The Or HaKadosh, the holy light, Baruch Hu, blessed be the light. And now we're just going to breathe, take a few breaths, breathing in, ever so slowly, like being on a ship of love, being in a ship of Ahava, and breathing it slowly into our hearts and out of our hearts. So we're breathing in, Ahava, And we're breathing out. Ah, ha, va. And as you breathe in and breathe out, ahava, stay focused on the vibration of the letters and the vibration of ahava, which is holy light, moving slowly into your heart and out of your heart. And you can hear the vibration of ahava entering your heart and then returning back to source. There's nothing else right now except the vibrations of ahava, of Or HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now we're going to breathe it into our mochin, into our lave, and into our kaved. So we're going to inhale ah, ha, into our mochin, and then bring the va down into our heart, into our kaved, and then hold it for as long as you can. And when you release the breath, just release anything that you want, that you need to and want to let go of. Any chametz that's still there, let it go. So we're going to inhale the inhale into our mochin. We can then bring the ha into our hearts, and then the va all the way down into our liver. We're going to do it one more time. Inhaling ahava into our mochin, into our lev, and into our kaved. And when you're holding the breath, you can say, keep saying to yourself, ahava or kadosh baruch hu, hold it for as long as you can. And then when you release it back to source, let go of anything that you want to let go of. And then we're going to do it with the shame, the holy shame of ahava, which is ya and ha and va. So ya is actually Chochmah and Bina together is Ka. So we're going to inhale the Yahava into our mochin, into our hearts, into our kaved. We're going to hold it for as long as we can. And while you're holding it, you can keep saying the shame of Hashem, and then just let go. When you let go, just let go of anything you need to let go of, returning it back to source. And before we move now to Yira, we're going to do one more Yichud for the spirit of Chesed. Today is Chesed Gevurah, and Chesed is Yeh and He and Ve and He. And Rev Morgenstern says also that this holy name of Hashem, Yeh and He and Ve and He, is a way to focus your mind to overcome distracting thoughts. So we're just going to meditate for 2 minutes on the Sfirat of Chesed in the Nikudot of Yeh and He and Ve and He. And today is the Chesed Gevurah of Yirat Haromamut, which brings us also to Hachna'an, to Simcha. And so we can add to the Yeh and the He and the Ve and the He our meditation on Yi and Va. And so we have 6, the count of 6, Yeh and He and Ve and He and Yi and Va. And we're going to meditate for 10 minutes on Yeh and He and Ve and He and Yi and Va. breathing it into our heart and out of our heart, or just seeing the letters, just hearing the letters, or just choosing a yichud that really works for you. It's just enough if we just meditate on Yi and Va, which is which is Gevurah. So we're going to meditate now for 10 minutes. So breathe out slowly, slowly one time. And we're going to move from meditation, Chash, to Mal. And just for 3 minutes, Ana Hashem Hoshiana, just 3 minutes of pouring out your heart to Hashem for whatever that you want or need for yourself, whatever that you want or need for other people. This meditation session should be the Refuah Shlema Avarda Leah Bat Braina, V'toch Shar Cholim Amo Yisrael, healing for all the soldiers, all the hostages, the release of all the hostages. So we're just going to do Mal for 3 minutes. And just breathe out slowly one time. And we're going to now just do 2 minutes of Chash, just Hareini Hashem Darkecha, just 2 minutes of Hareini Hashem Darkecha. Just be really quiet and just listen in to anything any messages that you receive. And breathe out slowly, slowly one time. And feel how your body is supported by the chair that you're sitting on. And just take 3 slow, deep breaths, and then slowly, slowly open your eyes. Does anyone want to share anything? I'm just wondering if it was too much to do so many different shemot. No? Okay.
I found it a lot. It was a little
I
confusing to me,
I knew it would be a lot for you. That's why I said, like, just pick one and go with it. Yeah.
but I was trying to pick, so I was trying
No.
them all. It's okay, but for other people it worked. So, I have
Okay.
to
I
find
think
my
it's
way.
good, like, sorry, Yehud, it's always the same thing. Ian Van Yon Van Hey. She's always going with that. But I think as we move through the sphere out, like we can experiment with different ones. If that doesn't work with you, pick one, Evie, to go through sphere to
I
Omer.
was experimenting.
Oh, you're experimenting.
Yeah, I was experimenting. Thank you.
When you find one that really works for you, stick with it for the week. Let's
Yeah.
stick with one for the week.
Okay.
I mean, this is really the week of your right?
Yeah, it was interesting. Hmm.
Next week, we're going to move to Tiferet, right? Which is Yo and Ho and Vo and Ho.
Mm.
It was a lot, and I appreciated, I don't know, it was okay. It was a lot, but it was okay. But in that whole mix, for me, it was exquisite. You know the pasuk, which I can't quote, is a pasuk in Bereshit. Maybe somebody knows. Avraham ahavet Yitzchak bano, and it goes on. And there's some perush on that about the kind of love, ahava, that comes from yirah, that you have so much higher yirah, not yirah that's fear of onesh, but just so much that word romamut. When you said romamut, I think that's when it came in, that you don't want to do the littlest thing to tarnish that love. And
Right.
it's from a place of yirah. I mean, I'm not doing justice to the explanation, but
No,
it's
you
the
are, yeah.
ahava that's born from yirah, which is, for me, when I learned it, it was a chiddush, and I kind of forgot about it until right now in the meditation. It's very beautiful. It's not ahava. It is ahava, but it's birthed from that place of awe, like a higher yirah, that you just want every single moment, every single little thing to be aligned with that love. It's a kind of love. So I
Right.
stayed with that. That was it, and that was the yi and the va. It was
Beautiful.
beautiful.
It reminds me, Rabbi Steinsaltz, Zichrono Levacha, he wrote a book called The Shorter, Longer Way, which is all about love and fear and how they go into each other.
The short way is the long way is the short way.
I
Doesn't it
don't
come up with
remember,
it?
but I remember different aspects of, but remember, Yirat Hashem, what is it? It all begins with Yira, really. Also in the Zohar, it begins with Yira that goes into Ahava, that goes back, and so they're really connected.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing that I forgot to say, which I think is really important. That when we see our fears come up, you know, fear of not having enough money or fear of health or whatever our fears are, when we see them coming up, to notice them and to like work on lifting them up this week. It's really a week of trying to elevate those lower places, those lower fears, and turning them into bitachon. So I think it's an important avoda for this week. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share anything?
Thank you so much, Mira. It was beautiful. And yeah, we can lift up those spheres to bitachon or to tefillah. Sometimes it's hard to lift it up to bitachon if you're not
Right,
there yet.
to
So it could be up
tefillah, to
tefillah.
tshuva, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we all have them, right? They all pop up, right?
Mm.
So it's just, noticing them and, asking Hashem to help us. Okay, anyone wanna add anything before we part ways for the week of Gevurah?
Thank you, Mayor. I came late, but I really, really appreciated the meditations.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dvorah. Your first Pesach in Israel.
Yep.
Wow.
And I went to Mashiach Suda with some Israeli ladies, and it was amazing.
Wow.
I introduced them to a very short breathing meditation to bring us into the moment. And there was some skepticism I saw, but I could see, and they told me, the lady who invited me, the Rebbetzin who invited me, told me I opened her heart that it was
Wow.
so
What
powerful.
was the meditation?
We just did a breathing, and when you breathe in, you bring in the moment, and you breathe out, you let that moment go. Just that, and then just feeling that somatic awareness, and if there's something that you really long for, and it was just like a 3-minute, 4-minute thing, and then we told stories, and in the end, we each shared 3 things that we really long for, and we all said amen to each other's longings.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It was very nice.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also did it, Sudat Mashiach, and everybody talked about what would it be when Mashiach comes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. But breathing is transformative.
Mm-hmm.
Just breathing can just change your energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that we have to remember that when we get into these lower places of doubt and fear and all the lower places of yirah, that we can just take a couple of deep breaths, right? And really just transform it. Ezrat Hashem. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful week of Gevurah.
Thank you. Yom Tov.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.